Hey, so I guess it's time to do another update from the one I did last week. Um, as some of you probably saw, I was back in the States for a quick hop through 2.5 days. I had to go to New Orleans to get that visa stamp on my passport, which is like basically a whole page that's covered with the visa that is my temporary resident visa, which is good for 60 days. And in that time frame, I have to go to the capital and finalize the process to get through. And then once that's started, it's just a waiting game until they actually send me all my ID card and all the rest of that stuff. So anyway, but that's in motion. So I'm trying to get the rest of that done as quickly as possible. Good news of the day is curtains arrived from the U.S. It cost me like $160 to ship the stuff here, but it's worth it because I got some good blackout, also like sun blocking type curtains from Amazon for the living room and for my bedroom, and I got curtain rods for them and all that stuff. So I got it all shipped here, as well as a hanging bar for my closet, which needed it. So there's that. It's been raining a lot here the past week or so, which is actually a good thing because it needed it. And if you've seen any of the weather, there's like a whole bunch of storms down in the Caribbean. So there's last night there was like torrential downpour, thunderstorm kind of thing. But it's actually my grass is turning green, so that's a good thing. And I wasn't here for half of it anyway, so like who cares? And it was since I wasn't here, everything got watered anyway because of that. And then let's see. The other big news for the day is since I got tired of walking, I think I mentioned last week, so went out today for this. So this is a brand new scooter, 150cc, which I got. This brand is not really sold in the US or in too many places. It is a brand that is made in Taiwan, but is done in a partnership with Piaggio, the famous Italian scooter manufacturer, which is why you'll see it says the name on here. It says PGO. That's short for the Piaggio thing. And it's called a T Rex. I don't know that's because that's short arms or what, but anyway, so these are really super big down here. They're really rare, like you don't see too many of them, and so they're kind of like a prestige item because very few people have them, and they're considered to be about the best scooter that you can get down here in that CC range. So I went and bought this today, and they came and brought it to my house rather than me drive among the crazy people when I had never ridden the thing before. I had them bring it to my house. It's fully automatic start engine, got all kinds of fancy bells and whistles on it around, the blinkers and stuff, front disc brakes and rear drums. It's put it to you this way, like I actually got a good deal thanks to my buddy Felix. He talked them down because usually you can't get a deal on these because they're so in demand. There's only a few of them around, and he got it down to 220,000 pesos, which is the equivalent of about $3,400. So that's what I paid for it. But there was a guy who had one. This is a 2026, and he had a 2023, so 3 years old model, and he's selling it for 190,000 pesos. So that just goes to show you, like, it was only 30,000 pesos less for his 3 years old one. That's how big they are around here. The downside of that is that Felix also told me, like, don't even leave it in your front driveway because even though you live in a gated community and you have all this security, like, those things are so much in demand. Like, there's a good chance someone will steal it out of your driveway. So, so anyway, that's the downside. But so I just got it today. So tomorrow I'll go out and start taking it for a little bit of ride around a gated community so I can get used to it. They actually threw in the helmet for free, so that was a good deal. Which surprisingly it fits me because I have a big head, And so the guy who had it on must have had a big head too, because it actually fits me with my do-rag on. So all good. So, the big two steps happened today. It was kind of a red letter day. Got curtains. Now I just have to call a guy I know to come put up the curtain rods and stuff for me, and the rod for the clothes. Just the reason I don't put up my own curtain rods is, as I think I've mentioned before, all construction here is concrete. So putting some hangers in for the curtain rods is not just a matter of putting some screws in the wall. Like, you need a hammer drill to put holes in the wall here, and then put anchors in, and then put your screws in, right? Like, it's so hanging stuff on the walls here is like no joke, right? So I have a guy anyway who comes and he'll do that. He'll hang the stuff, and they don't charge very much, right? It's probably the equivalent of, he'll probably hang all three curtain rods and the curtains. I'll do the curtains, but he'll probably do the whole curtain rod thing for like the equivalent of like 50-60 bucks. So yeah, so anyway, that and the scooter, two big items requiring an update for the day. My daughter's going to laugh that I'm riding a scooter. Many of you are probably going to laugh that I'm riding a scooter, but it's the best option around here. I didn't want to go to a full bike, and I also didn't want to ride one of those tiny little mini type motos that they ride around here, which have tires that are about as fat as a bicycle tire. So this thing is actually pretty sturdy. It has, good storage under the seat, so I can actually like run to the grocery store, pick up a 6-pack of beer, 2 6-pack of beer, and throw it in here if I wanted to, kind of deal. And like I said, they got really good reputation, and you can turn around and resell them here for close to what you paid for them, because they're very rare. Anyway, so that's the update for the day. I will talk to you guys again soon.